Eu sou criança que nem ele. E sabe do que a gente precisa? Se misturar com todo mundo.
It's such an honor to be here with you, especially because actually today is my birthday. So what a great way to celebrate my birthday. So thank
Happy
you for your
birthday
time.
to you. You're welcome. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thank you so much. I loved Ezra. Actually, I've been following your work for a very long time, and you have done such an amazing job in this movie. And I can imagine how hard it must have been for you, because this movie is also a very cathartic experience for the writer himself. And I wanted to know from you, how was it for you to sort of step in his shoes? Because this movie is based in his son's story. So it's actually based in his own family. So I wonder, how was that for you?
You know what? Thank you for your words. I find it to be a plus when you can, as you put it, step into somebody's shoes who was the actual creative, the person who wrote it. And in this case, Tony Spiridakis, who's a very long time screenwriter in this business and has made some very, very excellent films throughout the years. I think every great writer has got one very personal story to tell, at least, and this is his very personal story. And so it was really valuable for me. You know, I had about a year and change to get to know Tony and to meet his sons and learn about his journey and his journey with his sons. And so that was a great advantage for me. And our director, Tony Goldwyn, is best friends with Tony Spiridakis, and he's those boys' godfather. It did feel like a really good group of people to glean all this knowledge from, and to really, like you say, like it made it easier to step into their shoes, you know. And then you add Rose to the mix, who, of course, with me, co-parents these two little boys, and Bob De Niro, who's got a bunch of kids of his own, and he has experience with this subject matter. So the whole thing really felt like we're on the way to at least getting the story right, the way that the writer wanted the story to be told.
That's great. And how was it acting with Rose? She's your wife, and I think you both have an amazing chemistry on screen, which is actually very natural. And how was it? How do you think she makes you act even better on screen? How is that dynamic?
Well, I love working with Rose. We love working together. We've counted it now. We've worked together 9 times. We just keep going back to the well because we enjoy each other. Without getting too personal, you know, we actually like each other a lot, and we make each other laugh, and I think we bring out the best in each other. And so why not take advantage of all the blessings that we have and go to work together too? The kids will at least know where we are at all times. And I enjoy it so much. She brings a real honesty and a pathos to every character that she plays, and she's a naturally empathic person. All the things that make me a better person, I think, make me a better actor when I get to work with her.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And in terms of complexity for your acting, I think this character is actually very complex because he used humor as a coping mechanism. He's also dealing with his own childhood traumas, the fact that he didn't grow up with his mom. He has a complicated relationship with his dad, which somehow reflects in his relationship with his own child. Tell me about that. How did you manage to build this character on screen? What was your biggest challenge in terms of acting as well?
I can't speak to other actors. I know for myself, you know, in any role that I decide to play, it's usually a combination, my interest being in something that's not familiar to me, mixed in with something that's very familiar to me. And so I would say that like a lot of people, I have a complex relationship, for instance, with my mother. So I was able to exploit that in a way that isn't exactly the same as this character's, let's say, circumstances, but it was close enough that combined with the kind of work I did with the 2 Tonys and with the cast, you know, it all kind of comes together. That's kind of the beauty of being able to play these kinds of parts. You know, on one level, they seem to fit me like a glove, but really the truth is I'm really working hard to try to find something that isn't there present in me, to be able to mix it in with what I already bring, I think, to the character. Your question is a really good one. You know, I never really stopped to think about it, but I think that when those opportunities come along and I see that in a role, I jump at them because I feel like maybe I can do something with this.
And what I really love about Ezra is the fact that this movie takes us through all sorts of emotions. We have a lot of humor. It's a comedy, but it's also a drama. It's a very, very well-balanced combination of comedy and drama. And I love how not only we understand Max, we know where he's coming from, and we support him all the way. We understand the mom. She's just being a mom, which is actually a very hard work. But I love the way you portrayed Max. I love how intense he is with his emotions. Tell me about that, about creating that on screen with your with Ezra's actor.
I hate to say it again, but like, again, I got to know Tony Spiridakis, and to know Tony is to really to love him. He's such a character, and he's got a big personality, and he can be reactive, and he can be volatile. And so it's something that I recognize in myself. It's an aspect that I have in my life. It's getting more mellow the older I get, thank God. But I've recognized what that kind of personality is. I have been that person before, the kind of person who is reactive, who speaks his mind at all times. In my sort of theory of the character, I just thought this guy wants to be with his son all the time. He wants to spend time with his son. He wants the son to be around him so that the son can grow up with somebody watching over him, feeling like he has somebody who's there for him at all times. And in his mind, that is his definition of being a good father. All the other stuff, whether it's he treats him too harsh sometimes, whether he's reactive in front of his son and lets him see the ugly side of him at times, that to me wasn't something I ever judged. I just thought he's spending time with him and he is trying his best. Some might disagree with that as being defined as being a good father, but there's all kinds of fathers out there, and there's a lot of absent fathers. And so for our story, that's the kind of father that I was trying to portray. And I thought, well, some people will be into it, some people might not, but he treats his son with the kind of respect he would treat with somebody that he respects. And I think that's enormous for a child, in my opinion.
You know, the word autism comes from the Greek, in your own world. I don't want him in his own world.
Bring it. Yeah, baby.
I want him in this world.